up, everybody? This is Bebe Davis, publisher and founder of 1021 Magazine, and you're locked in with me on this beautiful Friday. So check it out, everybody. This is the 35th anniversary for the sighting of the phenomenal worldwide, not local, not just US, but worldwide sighting of the Lizardman. And if you followed my first 30th anniversary documentary, I spoke about being a teenager in the year 1988, Generation X, and lived it firsthand, up close and personal. We are the class of 1989 who lived it in 1988, and our classmate Christopher Davis was one of the persons who had an account with the Lizardman, and his account, over many others, made the national news. So at that time, we had just finished our junior year in high school, ready for summer. Brown kids of color, along with everyone else of different races, ethnicities, nationalities, and cultures, but we're just going to focus in on the brown kids of color. Okay, we were ready for our good summer. We were going to rule the school. If you ever saw the Pink Ladies with Stockard Channing and Grease, one movie, we were going to go back as seniors. So we finished our junior year. Everybody had summer jobs at the malls, at food eateries, and just going to live our lives right in Lee County, South Carolina, in the city of Bishopville. All right, so as you can tell, we're going around the curve and we're headed to Scape Ore Swamp, which was a location that Chris encountered with the Lizardman. So for this documentary, we won't do a lot of talking. You can watch the first documentary of the 30th year for more detail, in depth. All right, so summer got shut down once the word got out about the sighting of the Lizardman. Those who lived out in this area, adults, children, everybody was just so scared, you know, just really scared. Now, we lived in the city limits, but if you have friends or just coming out here, you know, to see your friends or go to different parties and stuff like that, a lot of that was shut down. And then riding through here at night is not a lot of lights, so that made it even more terrifying. So throughout all that, there are other families who had their encounters, but they did not want to be on the documentary here. But we send love to the Way family, who had the footprints in the yard and had the bumper taken off by said creature from their accounts. So I'm going to turn this around and show you the pathway where Chris would be going. There's no lights down here, as I did on the first documentary. We've been having showers since I'm home visiting, summer storms. So this is the path right here, and look, like no lights, a lot of lush greenery. So through here is where Chris would encounter the Lizardman, and this is the 35th anniversary. So we're gonna do what we call paranormal. If you've been following some of my other channels, we do the paranormal. It's very bumpy up through here. So like right through here, this area, we're coming over the famous, put your blankets onto the right, the Scape Ore Swamp. That's the sign. And what we're gonna do, like we did before, we're gonna bear off to the right. Chris would go on to the left to go home, but we're gonna slow it down and slow all the way down. Nobody's behind you. And then you're gonna turn your blinker to the left right here and turn right here, because there's a truck behind you. And now you're gonna have to back up But what we'll do, stop. I want you to stop. This is all live stream on the documentary, so we're gonna get the truck navigated straight like I did before. That way we can see incoming traffic and they can see us and we won't have any accidents in this deep curve. So stay locked in. Boop. Okay, so we're back and we're safe and secure like we did 5 years ago, but this time I'm on the driver's side. Well, I'm on the passenger side. All right, so this little cut back this way would be if people wanted to take a left and go to their destinations here out at Scape Ore Swamp area, the Browntown area. And if they were to take the left in the curve and keep around, that's the routes that Chris would have taken. And because it's a busy street, or a stretch of road I should say, we want to make sure that they see this vehicle when they come around and we see them, and when they come this way they're just gonna go around. So you want to just make sure that everybody sees you as much as possible, because you know people rip and go their vibe. So we're gonna be doing 2 days of the paranormal and just kind of see what we get. And when I say that, this is for entertainment purposes only as far as with the paranormal, but what it does do, it had given out some words when I do different things on it. So it's a different type of spirit box. And I also want to say shout out to Dale and Spratt, okay, with the Graveyard Shifters and Faces of the Forgotten, Hollywood Cemetery, just a lot of people who do the paranormal for entertainment purposes, and Haley Reese, and you know, just a lot of people who do it. Now I am an intuitive chica, and I am a lady of the veil, but I've always been a curious child with my family and everyone, and my great-grandmother was in my life for 29 years. She transitioned at the age of 109 years old. I was 29 years old in the year 2000 when she transitioned, and she was a beautiful native of color lady. She was also what you would call a woman who did botany with herbs and stuff like that. She also worked for a time with a doctor, you know, someone born in the 18th century that's really, really good, and a woman of color as well. So she always said the half has never been told. And I come from a line of women of the veil and intuitive, so there are many things that I've seen to know that, you know, it's more than just your average out here. So everybody does their own thing. With me, when it comes to just the outer limits or unexplained, I've had that without using any type of mechanism. And I chose this one because it doesn't talk. It doesn't say words. And I don't sit there and ask. I just watch the words, and I may say something, but still, you know, you take it at face value, and if something does link, you know, you just leave it there. All right, so I'm going to turn this, and if you're a hiker like me too, we talked about this before, the darkness gets darker than any place else if you are in a wooded area, okay? And then the last time I did not get out because summer and we saw some snakes, but what I am gonna do real quick is get out, but what I don't want is for mommy to lock the doors. She's off camera. And just go from there. And then I'm also have my tactical on me as legal to carry, just in case anything happens, you know, come out the woods. You just have to be smart, even on any stretch of road or anything like that. And of course, you know, I'll be doing the true crime and stuff, so hey, there's that. All right, so just want to show you this lush landscape, and see, we have a car right there. There's going to be some more paranormals who are going to be coming, so we're going to take we're not going to show anybody's license plate, but like, where's that path? Oh, right there. I'm going to zoom in Like, that's a pathway, and it's still there as before. And I always try to zoom into different pathways, openings, or anything like that. Again, shout out to my hikers like myself. All right, so I'm gonna get out here real quick, so hold on. Okay, everybody, I'm out the vehicle. As you can tell, it's like a lot of lushness everywhere, just to show you. And this is the swamp, so I definitely would not play any games, but we're out here and show you this part. Okay, those are, I had to look here because I was just like, what is that? Those are tires, so you have to be careful to make sure you're not stepping on any snakes, because I was just like, what did I just do just now? So I'm not going to really walk too far up because you know, you got runners and snakes and stuff like that. But anyway, that stretch of road, Chris would take the left and go all around out to that way. Okay, and then you see these lush trees, and then from behind you, you got woods all around. So like, he would come around that way, and then there's a pathway, and so you see, you got people beating it through here. So can you imagine during the summer when he saw that sighting, how you would have something like straight running after you, and people saw it and they would just be scared? Yeah, that's the vibe. All right, so one thing for sure is true when you're in a different vibe here, and see how you have cars just coming different ways and just stuff like that. People are beating it. So you got, you know, a lot of people live in the rural out suburbs, nice homes. You've got people in trailers. You got people who have lakes by their home. So Chris would be used to this stretch of road. You know, he was in a brick house, beautiful family, and all of that stuff. So he was used to the darkness, but he knew how to get on up out. All right, so I'm about to walk it on back, because you also have animals too that can track you and watch you. So I feel like I'm being watched a little bit, and that's just my vibe of being around my grandmother and my family who was military, and we would take us out, and also being Native American. So I feel like I'm being watched by something. So I'm about to get back in the car, even though I have my tactical on me. All right, hold on. Okay, so I'm safely back in the vehicle. That was a little freaky and weird when I looked down at the ground, because I still can't explain exactly what that was, you know, because everything is so curled up, kind of like in a snake pattern, but those aren't snakes. But I'm still not taking any chances. So at any rate, we got a lot of good activity here, because this is in the evening hours, and with a lot of activity through here, that's a good thing. There are going to be other paranormal channels that will come out, I heard, for the festival that's going to be this weekend as well, which is the Lizardman Stomp. So if you're coming to the county or to the city of Bishopville for the Lizardman Stomp, which is going to be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., they're going to be having a lot of arts and crafts, t-shirts available, other great goodies, and music and entertainment. And when I saw the paranormal people, I was just like, oh, that's going to be so cool. But let's just start the session here, and then we'll go from there, because we're going to be doing 2 days of this, and of course we're going to cover the Lizardman Stomp as well. It's so wild how you can live it. And you know, like I said before on the other documentary, we are brown kids of color. We were in our junior year. Chris is a friend and classmate. My mother is a teacher, retired teacher in the county, so she knows the family well, taught a lot of the children besides Chris. And I remember after summer of that football game, our first football game, the spot to meet at was Hardee's. And there was no sound bites, there was no anything happening, no TV, no media, no anything. And we all got together and we met at Hardee's, and I was a cheerleader, and there were football players. So after everybody got situated to meet up, you know, because that was one of the meetup spots, we went over and we let Chris say his accounts. And when he did say his accounts, and you can look at the first documentary for more deep, in-depth vibe, he said it was brown with scales and red eyes. Chris never said it was green, and of course that's the sensationalism part of it. The Lizardman accounts have been enacted on Animal Planet and all that. And did we believe Chris? Absolutely. We believe everything that Chris said, because listen, we're talking in the 80s, Generation X and brown kids of color. We got more to do than to make up a story that's going to shitstorm, this is Adult Channel, that's going to shitstorm our summer. All summer was shitstorm. Man, they were keeping us in the house. It's like around the times when they did the Atlanta child murders, they kept the kids, kept us in the house. Man, they kept us in. And then if you had to come, because you know, kids were still for the summer making money, and even adults coming through it, people were riding in groups, and if you had to ride along, people were going that shit fast through this road to get through. And if we did come through, we were coming through with groups of friends and going fast. So if the Lizardman came out the swamp again, or anything thereof of any other creature, guess what? We're gonna try to calm down. But yeah, kids of color was not trying to make that kind of stuff up. That just wasn't an era. Would I say that would be the era now? Yeah, probably for a good old TikTok or something like that, but not for us. It was cool points. No, but no way Chris was trying to do that. It would lose all kind of cool points. And you know, I've been interviewed by people from England and London who wanted to do a documentary, and I signed a release form. I didn't hear anything back, but like I told them, brown kids of color, and like I said on my documentary, we're not trying to go there. And you lose cool points with the girls and everything that I would not even tell them that Chris told us and that Chris' parents told my mom. Like, no dude is going to say some of those accounts that I would never share and lose your cool points. It just wasn't that kind of party. All right, so we got more cars that's coming in, and so we're about to do this session. So stay locked in, everybody.